In the bustling world of social media, we often find ourselves fixated on the numbers game, counting followers, tallying our likes, and measuring just how many people we're reaching with every single post. But is that truly where the value lies? It's time that we shift the focus from the quantity of followers to the quality of our connections. It's not about how many people are watching, but how many are truly engaging with us. In the rich world of online interactions, meaningful relationships are the threads that hold the most vibrant connections. They're the conversations that inspire, the shared experiences that bond us, and really the genuine engagements that build our communities. As we navigate the social media landscape, let's remember that the strength in our online presence is not just a number. It's the depth and the richness of the connections that we forge. Hi friends, I'm Katie Brinkley and you're listening to a Rocky Mountain Marketing QuickCast. These bite-sized episodes are released every Thursday and are going to give you the latest news and tips in the world of social media that are happening right now. Let's dive into today's QuickCast episode. Welcome to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. In today's episode, I want to talk about some of the layers of social media to really help you uncover the true essence. Trust me, I get it. It's so easy to get caught up in the idea that social media platforms are the direct path to sales. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely does lead to sales and conversions. But as somebody that's been doing this whole social media thing and in the marketing space for nearly 2 decades, there's somebody that's been doing it longer than me and somebody that I really look up to. And anytime that she hits post over on LinkedIn, I'm right there ready to engage with it and ready to really think about what it is that she has to say. If you guys are not familiar with Ann Handley, be sure to go and check out one of her many books. See her on stage speaking someday. She's speaking at Social Media Marketing World in 2024, I know. But you have to get in Ann Handley's world. She recently did a post that inspired this podcast episode. As she puts it, social media has never been about conversion. And I want you to think about that. It's never been about conversion. It's about awareness. It's about discovery. And it's that important digital meet and greet, that digital community that you're building. In 2023, over 4.9 billion people worldwide were using social media. That's a ton of people. These 4.9 billion people were stretching their digital presence across 6-7 platforms each month. So we're talking TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it. But with all of these different social media platforms out there, I think it's really important to think about the question, is social media even worth it? I'm sure you're all sitting here saying, Katie, what are you doing? Don't you have a social media agency? Aren't you a social media consultant? Why are you telling me that social media is not about conversions? Is social media even worth it? And obviously the answer is yes, but stick with me here, folks. So this question was originally posed by Michael Brenner. Is social media even worth it? And it really echoes the frustration that so many small business owners, so many marketers, so many entrepreneurs are facing every single day. I recently had the opportunity to speak at an event put on by Cami Gildner in beautiful Golden, Colorado. It was the Ignite event. If you put it on your calendar for next year, great event. If you did not have the opportunity to go this year, I connected with so many of you that listened to the podcast. So thanks for coming up and saying hi. But I was talking to this room full of women, and I asked them to raise their hand and say, who here loves social media? One person in that room of 150 raised their hand. And it wasn't me. I wasn't the one that raised my hand. And so many people are frustrated by it. This is where I want you to think about it, because so many entrepreneurs are saying, oh, social media, quote unquote, doesn't work. And the reason why many people think it doesn't work is often because we've lost patience. We've forgotten that true connection takes time. I say this often. Who here is sick and tired of making a new LinkedIn request and then immediately having that person try and sell you their product? It's so annoying, right? It's like, why would I buy from you? I don't know you. All I did is say, yeah, I'm willing to get to know you more. It didn't say I was ready to buy your $10,000 offer. So you have to still remember, social media, it takes time. Connections take time. The average American has 7 social media accounts. 7. That's a lot. And the average person spends around 2 hours a day on social media, scrolling, liking, and engaging with content. But what if we shifted that time towards cultivating relationships, towards cultivating our community? I want you to imagine that the communities that we build online could be built and that trust could be earned, all from how you connect online and on social media with people all over the globe. Social media's power lies in the ability to foster engagement, to spark new conversations, and it gradually will lead to the conversations and to the conversions that we're all looking for our business. I want you to challenge yourself to slow down and to really prioritize genuine connection over just the quick clicks. Anyone can click that little thumbs up button. Anybody can double tap it on Instagram. I want you to explore about how we can really transform the time that we're spending online and how we can transform the digital landscape from this consuming mentality that we've moved to and the chase for conversion into building out a community of your biggest fans and your biggest supporters. Over 5 billion voices converge online, nearly 5 billion. That is a ton of people looking to have a share of this digital landscape. And social media is really that town square in the digital age. Facebook, YouTube, they have billions of users on them. And it really has shifted the way that we interact, the way that we even think. But I want you to remember that as we open up these smart little computers that we carry around in our purses and in our back pockets, these virtual spaces hold the opportunity for magic to happen. And it's crucial to remember that the primary purpose of social media is connecting. It's not just about collecting the likes or chasing that viral fame. It's about building something far more enduring, your community and your connection. I shared this when I took the stage at Ignite last week, that with social media, one of my favorite things right now on Facebook is the Facebook Memories feature. I love seeing that back in 2007, Shannon posted to my wall, "Hey, Katie, I'm going to be in town visiting my parents. Would you like to get together for coffee?" She was posting to my wall. The feed didn't even exist. We were showing up and finding ways to connect with each other online. And with the average person having over 7 social media accounts, each of these platforms offers a different and unique way to build out not just your digital brand and your digital persona, but to build out your digital community. The way that we can show up online presents us an opportunity that we can create and engage a brand narrative that resonates with our ideal clients and customers. This is one of the times where I want you to take a step back. You don't need to be on 7 social media platforms. That's a lot of time. Like I said, 2 hours a day on social media, just scrolling. What if you could take that time and show up less, but when you're showing up, you're creating that community, you're nurturing that community. I want you to think about the way you're showing up on social media right now. I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can really explore the way that we are using these different social media platforms. Love it or hate it, Facebook is still America's most visited social media site. And short form video like TikTok, Reels, Shorts, those are the most engaging type of content on social media right now. These platforms allow you to captivate and connect with your audience, allow you to connect with your community. I'm going to give you a couple tips, like I said, on how you can really Explore the vast potential of social media. Again, not for just the conversion, but for the meaningful engagement that really is the hallmark of a thriving community. Number one, you're going to want to identify your community. Define who your community is and what it is that they care about. There's social listening tools out there. You can use tools like I spoke about in a previous episode, like Answer the Public. You can go on Reddit or Quora. Use social listening tools to understand the conversations that they're having and the questions that they're asking. Number two is engage authentically. Like I said, we're spending 2 hours a day on social media. What would you do with that time back? With social media, we've turned from connecting into consuming. It's no different than turning on the television. What if you could get in and engage authentically 20 minutes? And you're given back that 1 hour and 40 minutes to go be with your family, your friends, to pick up the weights again, to try cooking a new recipe. Don't just show up to scroll. Know who it is. Go in with intention. Know who it is that you want to talk to. Know who your ideal clients are. Engage with their posts. Spend time engaging with your ideal clients and customers' posts with comments. Send DMs. Watch their stories. Spend time in Facebook groups. Genuine interaction is key. Number three, create valuable content. You're going to want to share content that is educational, entertaining, or engaging. You're going to want to encourage user-generated content that's really going to help foster that sense of community among your different community members. Share testimonials. Share how it was when you went out to that networking event and some of the people that you met. Talk about when you went to a different conference and how it impacted you and how you're going to move forward and how you want to bring that to your community. Share valuable content. Number four, going back to Ann Handley here, leverage storytelling. Oh, your story is so impactful. And I know it feels weird to sometimes share things that you feel are too personal, or you feel, oh, that just was a thing. You never know who it's going to connect with and how it's going to help them relate to you on a different level. Stories have the power to connect on such a personal level. And by you sharing your story and storytelling, it really allows you to humanize your brand and create emotional connections. Last but not least, number five, you need to be consistent. You have to post regularly. You have to engage. Consistency helps build brand trust and keeps your community coming back. Again, I didn't say be constant. I said be consistent. I talk about my 4-post strategy often. With this 4-post strategy, you can show up 3-4 times a week. As long as you remain consistent with it, your community is going to show up to engage with you and to be there for you and buy from you. As we navigate through this time in social media where AI is taking the world by storm. As we learn to navigate AI and having AI do answering for us, it's going to be so important for you to show up for your community. I know it's easy to use AI and it is an incredible tool. Don't get me wrong. I use it to help me outline this podcast episode, but don't use it to replace you. And social media is an extremely crowded place. It's important to steer clear of the content that tries to guarantee us, quick returns and you can make $10,000 in a weekend at the expense of a lasting connection. Really, the key to unlocking the true potential of social media is shifting your perspective. It's shifting it from that sales-first approach into a community-first mindset. And this pivot is not just philosophical. It's really going to help you make more sales in the long run. It's going to help you build lasting connections as the digital landscape continues to grow. I want you just to think about this. The average person's daily investment on social media is over 2 hours. It's really a testament into how important social media is in all of our lives. This isn't just merely time spent. It's time that we can fill with meaningful interactions that foster a sense of belonging and community. How can you tap into this? And it's by creating content that resonates. It's by sharing your story. It's by engaging with people that want to learn more from you and want to be near you, because it sparks something within them and their experiences and their interests. I think that that is what drives conversions. That's what invites conversions, rather than just showing up and asking people to constantly buy from you. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want you to think about what the heart of social media is. It's not just about the clicks. It's not just about the likes, but it's about the connections. It's not just about the conversions. Yes, I totally understand. We're all in this business to have a business, to make some money. And I would be lying if I said, oh, I don't get any business from social media. The majority of my business, my inbound leads, all comes from social media. And it's from people that I've connected with and I've spoken to and I've created content for over the past 7 years. And they feel connected to me. They feel a part of my community. As we sign off from today's episode, and maybe even as you log off from your social media platforms for today, I want you to think about how you can turn your social spaces, your social community into a place where you're doing just that. You're building a community, and not just any community, but a community that thrives and where every interaction brings us closer to the human behind the screen. In a world of AI, being human and showing what it is that makes you different is going to be so important. So remember that on the other side of the screen, a community is waiting for you to build it. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Make sure to subscribe so that you can continue navigating the world of entrepreneurship. And I'd love to hear from you. Please leave the show a review and connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at @IamKatieBrinkley or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you're ready to start making some sales on social media, be sure to grab my free guide to selling in the DMs without being spammy. You can get that at katiebrinkley.com. Let's keep taking your marketing to all new heights.